Yeah, I just saw a list memo. I'm not too sure when you were checking in, you receive a slip of paper telling you that if you're seated on the left side of the room, you'll be doing the swim workout. So you got that memo, right? The one on the right side will do the workout. We are providing disposable swimwear. I'm just joking, right? So you got my joke. Sorry, very dry joke, but I just want to kick it off very lightly. So welcome again for another exciting launch, alright? We keep coming back. We were here like January 30th, if I'm not wrong. And we keep changing the venue because it reflects on the excitement and the journey of us in Malaysia, alright? So without further ado, my role here is to basically give you a quick snapshot of where the company is at a corporate level, and then I'll be handing over to my colleague Alexander Healy to share with you more about what this product is all about, the Fitbit Versa. Again, there's a on button. What is it? Well, the mission statement remains the same. We keep coming back. The mission statement remains the same for the last 11 years. We basically want to make everyone in the world healthier by providing that data, that enriching dashboard information so you can make behavioral changes yourself and now as well as influencing your friends. That mission statement remains. We are still the #1 wearable company in the world, all right? In terms of shipments, we have shipped 76 million units today, all right? We have 78 countries now. Malaysia was 36th country when we launched back in late 2015. So we have been in Malaysia for quite some time. The brand affinity is there, if I reckon. I had the Grab driver just now who said, where are you guys going, where are you from? I said, you heard of company Fitbit? Yeah, of course I know Fitbit. Oh, I'm surprised, right? So that's good, right? We've done our job. We have 46,000 stores globally. In Malaysia, we have more than 168 stores effectively selling Fitbit, as well as online. We are the #1 health and fitness app downloads on Android as well as iOS. We will remain the most downloaded app in that category. We basically, as I mentioned, we want to drive behavior change, all right? As you know, when you fly on a plane, there's so many sensors, right? And when you drive a car, you have that dashboard telling the speed. I was driving up from JB through Singapore JB up to KL last night, looking at my speed limit because I've been receiving WhatsApp messages, watch out for the AES camera at this point in time, right? So all that information is allowing me to make behavioral changes or driving changes. So, but the body don't have any sensors, right? It's too late when you sense you have a stroke. So the point is behavior change, providing you that ability to make those changes. We are also moving and diversifying publicly into healthcare. So we'll continue to engage institutions around the region, if not Malaysia alone, in engaging where we can provide collaborations in that space with digital healthcare. And we want to reach new users, and that's the reason why we are here today with the launch of the Fitbit Versa. It allows us to reach a catchment of users that we may not have been able to reach out to, right? But one thing I'd like to highlight and the company would like to share with you is out of that 76 million devices sold, we have 25.4 million active users, people who are looking at the app, or Fitbit app, syncing that data, all right? And we have 20 million feed users, people who share the feed, achievements, right? Walking up Cameron Highlands, right? For example, and taking a selfie and posting it. We have 71%, we have information that it leads to 71% positive affirmation. You see your friend on the top of Cameron Island, they say, wow, well done, right? or climbing in Sabah in KK for example, right? Well done, right? This affirmation makes that individual go further to the next goal. 4.7 million have joined groups, and if you are existing Fitbit user, just look at your community, the dashboard, the community part of it. You can see, you can join, right? Eating well groups, right? Running groups. So you can join those groups and have an experiential experience with a larger group of people. With that, without further ado, as I mentioned, I'll be handing over to Alexander Healy, our Director of Product Marketing for Asia Pacific, to give you a deep level sense of the Fitbit, the new product that we'll be announcing today. Thank you.
Check. Morning. It's not morning anymore, is it? It's good afternoon. So it's a real pleasure to be here again. As Louis said, it wasn't that long ago that we were here launching our Fitbit Ionic, our first and our premium smartwatch. Today it's my great pleasure to introduce you to our Fitbit Versa, our second smartwatch. It's a very exciting new day for us. We believe the Fitbit Versa will be a smartwatch for everybody. So let me just play a short video for you to introduce you to a little bit more on Fitbit Versa. So Fitbit Versa is our smartwatch for everybody. Louis talked about us looking to expand our coverage, expand our interest, our user base. We believe Fitbit Versa is the smartwatch for everybody. So I'm very excited. We want it to be an intuitive and empowering smartwatch. We want to provide you the insights and goals and guidance to exceed your health and fitness goals. I mentioned it's a smartwatch for everybody. We want it to be simple, we want it to be automatic, we want the technology to help you on your journey. It's about balance, and our focus is health and fitness. Now we've done a few very subtle improvements that I'll talk about initially before we get into the big new developments. We've released, with Fitbit Versa, our second version of our operating system. So Fitbit OS 2 is being released with Fitbit Versa. What we've done with OS 2 is we've moved some of the daily stats that you used to have to check on your app. We've moved those to your wrist. So you can see now by swiping up, we've got usually some insights for the day, and then your daily stats will appear on your wrist. So you'll have far more information now quickly and readily available on your wrist. So that's a minor new improvement that we've added just to make our product much more usable. Our goal is to become much more personalized. Gone are the days where numbers are all we give you, all we supply. We're measuring things constantly, but the numbers we realized through your feedback, through users' feedback, was only helpful to a point. What our focus is to become very personalized, to become more motivating, we want you to keep your Fitbit on your wrist forever. That way, you track your data, we're helping you motivate, we're helping you on your fitness journey over a longer period. You don't get fit overnight. The big new feature with Fitbit Versa is our female health tracking app. We know through research in the US that 1 in 4 women use an app to track their cycle. So there's very good reason for us to incorporate this capability. Now the benefit for Fitbit and Fitbit users is that we bring this information on board so that we integrate it, so that it's there for you to easily manage and monitor. So we're going to give you a snapshot based on your input of the timing of your cycle. We've developed a proprietary algorithm that will help predict your cycle more accurately. And that's based fundamentally on the inputs of some of the pre-cycle symptoms. And that allows us to predict your cycle timing. And I was thinking, as I was listening to the video I started with, and how motivating that song was. I'm starting to tap my foot because of the real great fast beat on it. I'm thinking I need to add that to my stair climbing playlist. I'm one of the crazy few that likes to run the vertical marathons every year. So I do my stair climbs. I need good music to help motivate me. Year on year, I did a comparison. 1 year I ran without music. The next year I ran with music, and I did a faster time. With all things relatively the same, I did a faster time with music playing in my ear. I ran it from my Fitbit Ionic, which I can also do from Versa. I had my Fitbit Flyer headphones on, and I was good to go. Wasn't lugging this device with me, so I didn't have this giant thing strapped to my arm. It was all done from my wrist through my Bluetooth headphones. A very efficient way, a very lightweight way, because I'm running stairs. I don't want to lug an extra pound with me. I want to be light and fast, relatively fast. So it's a very efficient way to motivate me to push that little bit harder. There is data out there that proves that music helps you exercise that little bit harder. It's great for motivation. So we've added that to Fitbit Versa as well. 300 songs. We're also announcing our partnership with Deezer. So if you have a Deezer subscription account, or you go and buy Versa, you get 3 months free. You can download your Deezer playlist to your wrist, and you can run your favorite music there on your wrist. So that's an exciting new partnership we're working on as well. Deezer also has this really cool algorithm called Flow, which then customizes your music and offers in new options of different music that's very much like the type of genre or style of music you're listening to already. So it's a way to introduce you to new music. Talked a little bit about our apps. It's a smartwatch. We have apps. We have lots of apps. So Fitbit Ionic started selling in the US in October last year, so we're not that many months into it. We've got more than 550 apps going already. We've got a global developer community. This actually says 13,000. We've actually got 16,000 today of registered developers that are building apps for us. So we're going to encourage that. We're working on some regional developer events to entice and bring together our developers to continue that energy. We're very excited with that. We've got more than 200 clock faces to choose from. Lots and lots and lots of clock faces. Fun clock faces. These are fairly intelligent clock faces, some of them, that have configurable faces that change throughout the day. You can even change your clock face throughout the day so that you can have different images on the screen or different information on the screen during the day as well. And that includes Fitbit Pet, which is our little motivator there to do more steps every day, which was developed by our labs team, our research team. So don't do enough steps, your cat or dog walks away. Doesn't die, just walks away until you do some more steps and then he comes back again. So lots of clock faces to choose from, lots of apps to choose from, and more coming every day. So you'll be surprised by new ones. Even if you're checking sometimes multiple times a day, you'll see some new ones fly in there. We're turning them around very quickly within 2 days so far when they're submitted to our apps team. So we're looking to continue that momentum. You can personalize your watch in lots and lots of different ways. And we're adding and curating the apps that come in so that they're useful and helpful for you. We're not looking for 10,000 apps, we're looking for the right apps. I mentioned Fitbit Pay. What this allows you to do is store your credit card information in a coded way on your wrist. And so you can then go and make payments from your wrist. It's a very efficient way to make payments. You're not pulling your wallet out of your pocket and your credit card to make payments. You just literally tap your watch near a terminal and you can make a payment. So you can store 6 cards on your wrist. I've got 3 of my credit cards loaded on my wrist today. And I can efficiently make payments anywhere in the world using my credit cards. And again, for our banking partners here today, lots of pressure in Malaysia banks and card networks to get this working here. We're working very hard at making that work here. So hopefully we'll have an update for you soon on that. 40 banks around the world so far. Actually, it's more than that. Keeps increasing. This is another benefit to our users. So now when you're running, you're not taking your phone with you to listen to music, and you're not taking your wallet and credit cards with you to buy a bottle of water on the run. You can do it all from your wrist. Music and payments on your wrist. 4+ day battery life. So greater than 4 days battery life. We want you to keep your device on your wrist. We want you to exercise and wear it all day to track your all-day activity. We also want you to sleep with your device to measure your sleep. Sleep is a really important part of your health and wellness. And if you were with us in January, you'll remember my lecture about the importance of sleep. It's my new focus. I'm getting better at it. Still lots of work to do, so don't look at my app. But it's an important part. I know, and I don't feel great when I haven't slept well. I'm working on consistency. I'm working on the rhythm of sleep. Going to bed as close to I can at the same time and waking up in the morning at the same time, because that's our circadian rhythm. Our bodies love that. Our bodies like good, consistent sleep, and our bodies like a certain amount of sleep. So all of that you can configure, automatically measure, and look at it in the morning and see how good that night's sleep was. We're also measuring your resting heart rate using your sleep data as well. There are other devices out there that give you a resting heart rate measurement, but if you're not sleeping with your device, you're not getting an important part of that statistic. So battery life is really important. We also don't care what phone you have. We don't care what phone you have, we'll work with any phone, whether it be iOS or Android. And Louis mentioned the importance of our social networking. Our social network's incredibly important because that provides a motivational aspect to it. People love to share their successes. People also like to get motivated by other people's successes. And so that's a really important part. We really value it, we really support it, and it's a very, very positive part amongst our community. Louis mentioned how many likes you get when you post something positive about your health and wellness. It's a motivator, it drives awareness, and it drives energy. We have 2 special editions. I'm wearing one of the special editions today. It has a nylon woven band. There's 2 different colors for this. We don't want you to work out in your woven nylon band because it might get a little bit icky. So we also offer an elastomer band in the box as well. So you'll get a spare band to work out in, and you can change your lovely colorful band back when you go back to work or back out into the world after your workout. When is it available? Where is it going to be? How much does it cost? Here is the details. $9.90 for our base model. 990 ringgit, very affordable smartwatch. The most affordable in the market. It's available in Malaysia today. You can go buy it today. And the special edition is at $12.20. I'll let you take some photos. We also have accessory bands of different colors. We also have leather bands of different colors. And this is whole wing leather, which is a beautiful handmade, American-made leather. So whole wing, if you're in the watch community, whole wing will resonate with you as one of those very exclusive, high-quality leathers. So we have beautiful whole wing leather accessory bands. And we have lots of metal accessory bands as well. So you can accessorize to your heart's content. That's why we consider Versa to be the smartwatch for everybody. So I'm very excited about Fitbit Versa. I'm really honored to be able to introduce it to you today, but that's not all I'm introducing to you today. We have another new product, another very exciting product, and it's fundamentally based on our customers' demands. Our customers are asking for this new product. We are listening to our customers, and we're also watching adults pass their trackers to their children. The kids are using the parents' trackers, and they love to compete in the family environment. So we want to encourage that. So, very excited as well to introduce you to our Fitbit Ace product that's focused on children. So, we researched what sort of product kids would really love. And they all told us they want a product like mom and dad. They want an adult-like product. They don't want a kiddies-based product or a toy. They want a product that looks like mom and dad. So that was one of the data points. We know kids are wearing trackers. We see it, we know, so there's an opportunity here to satisfy a demand in the marketplace. Mm-hmm. So this talks to Louis' point about increasing our exposure, increasing our... We've talked and introduced about our female health platform to help with tracking the menstruation cycles for females. Now, that's obviously your area of expertise. Can you tell me, can you give us a little bit of some detail on the importance of tracking your cycle?
Thanks. This is switched on, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks, Alex. So,
good.
Yes, when we're talking about holistic and preventive medicine, one of the important side of looking at things is to tracking data. So when we track data for, say, a period of 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, we get an overall idea of what's happening within the body that we wouldn't otherwise be able to remember, or even just through jotting down, or we wouldn't be able to track it the way a smartphone does it, because it's like you said, intuitive, and it predicts.
And that's based around the variation, right? So there's no consistency around it. So tracking it over a longer period of time allows us to look at some consistencies.
Yeah, that's right. So when we track, we are able to see, for example, the length of our cycles, or if we're missing a cycle.
Right.
And when you present this to your doctor, it actually helps the doctor to even, you might not think that there is a problem, see, with your cycles, but when the doctor has this information, she may be able, or he may be able to better predict the future onset and then prevent the disease from happening.
Right.
Yeah, so that's very valuable, because that's what one of the key features of holistic medicine is prevention. So let's just say if you're looking at the sleep cycles and you present this information to your doctor, and you might think that on average you sleep 8 hours a night, but when we look at it, it says that you might only be sleeping 6 hours, or that your oxygen saturation has dropped during sleep. But you may not be aware of these things, but looking at them, you'll be able to say that, oh, this is a red flag, and I should get investigated.
And that's what one of your areas of focus is around holistic health. Mm-hmm. And so the core part of it is specifically around female health, but there's other contributing aspects in general around health and wellness that has an effect there, right? So sleep you mentioned, even exercise and a healthy balance in life are all important factors.
Yeah, so even just, like you said, sleep, exercise, and even what we eat. And I think the Fitbit does track also, you can input the foods that you eat. So when you have such information and then you relate that back to your cycle, you might notice that, hey, during my ovulation period of time, I had more cramps, or I was feeling more lousy in terms of my emotional moods, and you might be able to track that to the amount of time that you slept, that the duration was lesser or it wasn't as deep. So it's very, very useful information, I find. The Obstetrics and Gynae Board of America.
Exercise habits, as well as your own. Can you offer some tips and advice around exercise and maybe how to utilizing Fitbit around that as well?
Sure. So I would say that my Fitbit Versa is literally my best companion. It's because for me, this Fitbit is the most efficient and also effective way to track your lifestyle. when it comes to fitness, it's not just about staying active, it's not just about eating well, it's not just about sleeping. It's a combination of everything. Because the way you eat, or the way you work out, or even your sleep affects it all.
Right.
So I use this Fitbit. I mean, I wear it all the time. So I wake up with this, I go to bed with this. And
Which
it helps,
is ideal, by the way. We want everyone to do that.
Yeah, so I track my workout using my Fitbit, and also when I'm working out and when I wear it, it tells me my heart rate. So I know whether am I pushing myself hard enough or am I not pushing myself hard enough. And at the same time, when I sleep with my Fitbit, it doesn't just tell me how long I sleep, but my quality of sleep. So sometimes you may experience that, oh, you know what, I get 8 hours of sleep, but why do I wake up feeling so lethargic? It's because maybe you're not getting enough deep sleep, or maybe it's a lot of, maybe you're awake too many hours. So this Fitbit would tell you exactly your deep sleep, your REM, light sleep, and so on.
Yep.
And it's a very useful tool, because I always tell this to people, motivation will only kickstart your journey. But when you have something to track your lifestyle, you're more accountable. And so, because then you can track your progress as well. You can see whether are you improving, are you getting better, or are you not hitting your goals? If so, what are the areas you should focus on? Is it more on your fitness, or is it really getting the sleep you need in order to improve on your performance?
And we also talked earlier about, so sleep's being an important part to not only measure and be conscious of, but in terms of overtraining, maybe, if you're not getting adequate sleep, that's a risk, right?
Correct, yeah. So, yeah, definitely, because if you're not getting enough sleep, those are the days where you really feel crappy and you don't really feel like working out as well. And so sometimes you think you're lazy, but the fact is that it might be related back to your sleep or even back to your diet. So those are the factors that this one tracker can do it all.
Right, right. So that brings back, and it ties in the topic with Dr. Sumi around the holistic parts of it. We're good?
1, 2, 3. Over here. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2. Hold on.